I am working on the garden house, or the recycled house. We did the garden fairy drawing and the recycled house. Now, here's a trick, guys. Now, that's not a trick. I'm just working on putting my paint, instead of throwing the dried acrylic paint away, I kept it so that I could use it for something like this. I'm using two kinds of glue. I'm using the not the school glue, I bought my own, but it says school glue. Alright, so anyhow, I'm using Elmer's glue, and then I'm also using glue sticks. Now, I chose to use glue sticks because I wanted to make this happen as fast as possible, but also because I realized that using the school glue for my stones was taking a long time, and I was having to hold them in place. So I'm a very impatient person when I have so many projects going on. Okay, so vines from my yard. I used to have a ton of these popsicle sticks. I had to go buy them, but I used to have a ton of them from my youngest, who loves popsicles to this day, but she lives out on her own now, so she has her own collection. I do not have that collection anymore, so I had to go buy mine. But if you have a popsicle thing, you could reuse your popsicle sticks. And then, so I'm using old paint that I would have, that I used to throw out all the time, but now I don't throw it out because I can use it for this. Honestly, if I weren't a teacher, I probably would still throw it out because I tend to hang on to things more now than I used to. I used to focus more on just specific things like drawing and painting, and now that I'm teaching, I have to have a little bit of everything. And one of the main things that I really like to teach you guys is you can reuse things, that you don't have to buy everything new. There's so much out there that you can just go out in your yard and find. So these are vines from my yard that I wrapped last fall, and this is one too. Now, I kept the leaves on this one because I thought it was pretty how it wrapped around. This one I'm going to make into a wreath. So I have first of all, I sprayed that with a sealer to protect the leaves, to help strengthen the leaves so they don't break so easy. And then also I have some epoxy. It's a 2-part clay. You could probably do it with polymer clay, make your flowers and everything, but I have an epoxy clay that air dries within 24 hours, and then I can paint it with whatever. And I'm going to make some flowers and put it on there and make a wreath for my front door. So, I do, like I said, I do try to reuse and see what I have in my yard. So this isn't all about just what's in the recycling bin. Go outside, explore, see what you can find, what you can use to make your house. It does not have to be a fairy house. I like the idea of a fairy house because of my great niece. We were going to do this together, and she ended up, the quarantine, and we can't see each other. So I will eventually make some with her, but this one I opted to do first. Maybe work some things out before we get together, but it will happen eventually once this quarantine thing is all over. So I miss them, miss her and her siblings, bunches and bunches. So if she's watching this, which she says every once in a while she'll leave me a little comment. So, if she's watching, I miss you, I love you, I'm thinking of you. Same with my students. So, really, it's just getting the idea. I'm just going to pick this up, guys. Getting the idea of what we're doing. So, there's that. And that. So you can see I've taken my green paints that I had, and I'm using those for the ground. And then I'm really, like, both sides of this. Hang on, be patient with me. A big old fat double chin, look at that, yuck. Alright, so I'm using the paint. It's going to come down around the sides, and then eventually I will have a photograph that I will post in the classroom for you guys. Okay? So there is the gist. It's not done, and like I said, I'm going to continue to work on this. You guys work on yours, and I can't wait to see what you have and what you come up with. I miss you guys. I love you. Have a great day.